The rise and fall of Lil' Kim. Born July 11, 1976 as Kimberly Denise Jones in Brooklyn, New York City. She was the second of two children, her older brother and a younger brother. Her father was a former Marine, now turned into a bus driver. Lil' Kim's parents separated while she was still just a child. She was 9 years old when they split apart. She was then raised by her father and they had a very tumultuous relationship. This led to her being kicked out as a teen. During this time, this is when she went and lived with her mom. Her mom was also on the streets and together they stayed in the car until finally she managed to get her to come back. Going back to live with her father and her new stepmother was hard on Lil' Kim as she saw herself dropping out of high school and began living on the streets again. However, just after she met Biggie for the first time, she went back to school to finish the remainder, which was 1.5 years of school time. This was at Brooklyn College Academy. This is where Nas and Foxy Brown also attended. Many believe as a teen this is when she started an intimate relationship with B.I.G. During this time, she was staying with friends, trading sex for housing and food, and also running errands for drug dealers. One day, Biggie asked her to perform for him, and she did, and he decided to take her on as an artist. He was also currently signed to Bad Boy Records by Puff Daddy. Sooner, Lil' Kim also got signed. In 1994, Brooklyn-based group made by the legendary B.I.G., which Lil' Kim was a part of. This is where she also penned her famous name. She was only 19 at the time. Most of the material was ghostwritten by B.I.G.
Online, you said a comment about feeling like a Spanish girl trapped in a black girl's body. Like, was that mistake?
Why is that controversy though?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, because people are stupid and you're all dumb and people are they just like to start shit when they can't find anything. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, I grew up around nothing but Latinas and Latino men in my family and in my life. Like, they don't know that. I don't give a fuck either. Like, it's stupid. It's just people want to just have something to say. So, yeah, you know, I'm very familiar with the culture and I'm familiar with other cultures. Maybe that's how I was feeling that day too. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's just, you know, I identify with certain cultures, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, my daughters also have Latina, and I don't think that's by chance. You know, it's just always been so around me. So
He mentored her in everything from her look to the way she sounded to even telling her to make her words sexier, raunchier, giving her that sex appeal that she's very famous for, the same sex appeal that revolutionized female rap. With his co-sign, her increase in popularity skyrocketed. This helped her debut album, Hardcore. Her feelings for B.I.G. were growing day by day, especially working as close as they were. However, just 2 weeks after meeting Faith Evans, B.I.G. got married to her. This really hurt Lil' Kim, as she's known him for years before, and they always had to keep their relationship under wraps, even though they continued to see each other even after B.I.G.'s marriage to Faith Evans. Around this time, she was also getting raunchier and sexier with her look. Her image became to transfer from the sweet girl that got introduced by Big to her own. She was the first female rapper ever to revolutionize sex appeal, talking about sex, taking back being an object and doing it for the men by the women. Friends around her claimed that she would wear big sunglasses from the fights that she and B.I.G. would have. It is said that he abused her mentally, physically, and emotionally. During this time, she was still seeing B.I.G. and she fell heavily pregnant by him. She stopped going to the studio and stopped hanging around everyone. They noticed, but he told her it wasn't the right time, and because of this, she got an abortion.
A model. What makes me any different than Madonna? I mean, these are people who have a lot of publicity around us, you know what I mean? So I really, you know what I mean? I'm like bringing it back, like I'm doing this because I feel good about myself and what I'm doing. So like you said, I really thank you for saying that, because no matter what the public say, no matter what anyone else may say, I'm still gonna be myself and I'm still gonna do what I do for the love and for, you know, of course for the money, but for the love too.
Many people note that B.I.G. loved Kim more than Faith. However, Faith fit the look, the image. She was lighter skinned and Kim was not. And this came to play for the start of Lil' Kim's journey with body dysmorphia. The debut album, Hardcore, she started popping off. However, people accused her of selling sex as well as showing black women in a bad light, although she stood for women empowerment. However, a lot of people didn't understand this, and she was banned from a lot of her shows because she couldn't perform some of her raunchy lyrics. For Lil' Kim, all her hard work had finally paid off, and then she was struck with the worst news of her life when B.I.G. died and got shot in LA on the 9th of March 1997. Just before Biggie died, she didn't understand why they couldn't be together properly. She didn't know why there was always other girls that he didn't see in her. This is when she started wearing blue contacts, blonde hair, and she started changing her appearance to the point where people noticed a difference in her skin tone, i.e. it being lighter. Just before he died, he did call Lil' Kim, and he did say that they were going to work things out. His death affected her really badly. In 2002, Kim started a relationship with Damien. He came in the form as a savior, a friend in the time of need. But just after a few months into that relationship, he was already abusing her. Kim claims that the reason she initially got her first nose job is because she had to fix her broken nose. But then, every single time that they fight, with breaking her nose and her having to get her nose done again. However, people noticed that her nose was getting smaller, not getting fixed. During this phase where she felt very insecure, she also got a breast augmentation done. This later transferred into her getting more and more surgeries, such as now her hips done, a BBL, another boob job, another nose job, and her whole face lifted. Lil' Kim was morphing before our very eyes. A lot of people were surprised by her new look, from her body to her face, but more importantly, her skin tone. She was tones and shades lighter than what she was before. It may have had something to do with the men that she kept around her. What early 2000 media perpetuated, as the time was racially ambiguous women were in, the J-Los, the Mayas, the Beyoncés. It was a tough market to compete in as a dark-skinned black woman. She was and will always be one of the industry's major rap queens who began an era of the Nickis, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Cardi B's, and more. It's really sad that she felt the need to change herself. Many critics noticed that after the second album and the major change in appearance, this affected sales, as well as no longer having assistance from B.I.G. helping her writing. Many saw a change in her music, no longer coming out with the hits. We saw a major brand change as well, which only intensified with her take on Nicki Minaj's debut album, Pink Friday. But the reviews were negative, and it was assumed Nicki won the rap beef, which also helped her skyrocket to mainstream rapper at the time at the back of her beef with Lil' Kim. Insecurities. Her rap beef with Nicki Minaj could have been the thing to revive her career. She released a mixtape called Black Friday. Even with dealing with years of abuse from all the men around her in her life, her dysmorphia, the colorism in the industry, and also people hating on her for deciding to change herself, she still will always go down as one of the most legendary female rappers hip-hop has ever had. She made a legacy, and she is the blueprint of what every girl in rap today is doing. Thank you for listening. Bye.